I've no sympathy for those who die in the line of duty, especially as odious a duty as those dead magisters held.
Don't stand between a prince and his principles. The magisters learned that the hard way.
Bad luck to let the dead linger aboard. As soon as we get moving, we ought to clear the deck. Onward now. The sooner Fort Joy disappears from the horizon, the better. Perhaps the Seekers need help manning the ship.
The squirrel looks around the boat, chittering excitedly. At least he sounds happy.
That they may find rest. Don't go any further, Godwoken. We need you alive. The ship won't sail. We had orders to search every corner of it and figure out what's blocking us. It's hewn from elven livewood. I thought I could communicate with it, but...
She glances over towards a smoldering pile of ash on the deck nearby. Something is nestled within it. Fragments of scorched bone.
That was Brendan. When the ship wouldn't answer my call, he touched the figurehead, and it attacked him, without warning. He burned, like he was made of parchment.
Her eyes flick over to the smoldering ashes once again, her head held at a despondent angle.
Thank you. We were held captive together, on this ship. He kept my spirits up. Now he's dead. Nothing. The ship is livewood, that much is clear. But I couldn't communicate with it. The Magisters must have done something, warped it somehow. What? Just remember what I said, Godwoken. If you die, then this was all for nothing.
Spare me, Gareth. We got what we came for. This is what success looks like.
I won't see them tossed overboard. Not here. We'll hold a proper service.
What's-his-face and so-and-so would want us to get this ship sailing before all else. They died for those Godwoken, after all.
You know their names, Malady. Can't you even pay them that much respect?
Gareth inhales sharply, then catches you out of the corner of his eye and smiles, barely.
Our guests.
Ah, very glad indeed.
Too many.
One too few, actually. Alexander, he's alive. Apparently, you didn't hit hard enough.
He's in the hold below decks. Unconscious, but alive. Question him. Someone has been hunting your kind, and Alexander fancies himself the only Godwoken worthy of ascending. As far as we know, you may even be the last still alive. If Alexander is guilty, he'll face justice. Yes, we certainly had better, but the ship won't move.
She's mute. We need to free her tongue.
This is barbarous magic.
Expedient magic, actually. The ship is made of live wood. It has the spirit of an elven ancestor tree within it. It seems Dallas has found a way to bind that spirit to her. That means only she can control it. Unless we can find a way to break the bond.
The Seekers, the survivors of us, have been combing the ship from bow to rudder. It hasn't been easy. This place is laced with dark magic.
These Seekers have such a limited skill set.
We lost a man in the search. Malady might not appreciate that, but I do. And I hope you do too.
I'm sure the Godwoken will be able to get the ship moving. They're kind of like to feel useful, don't they? That's the spirit.
Think, damn it. Where would a Magister hide something?
Ah, there you are. High time to stop gallivanting and resume our journey together, wouldn't you say? Off we go, then. Yes? Is it an audience you desire? Why, sail for the mainland, of course. The sooner Fort Joy is but a blemish on the horizon, the better.
You made it, Godwoken. Good. Not all of us did, though. The sooner we leave this island behind us, the better.
There must be something around here.
The silent monk leans from one foot to the other. He seems eager. The silent monk leans forward slightly and stares at you straight in the eyes. She seems eager for you to say something.
I was just getting used to this seafaring life. You know, we could... from the look in your eye, I gather it's time to grab my things and get back to work.
There must be something. We have to find a way to get this ship moving. We can't let the Magisters catch up with us.
I see you have managed to use the stairs without my supervision or guidance. Miraculous. Personally, I am just glad that I do not have to walk back to Reaper's Coast. Wind travel may be primitive, but it is at least efficient. Livewood? You have taken a dead elf and carved it into a pleasure yacht? I knew you people were barbarians. I had no idea you were sadists, too. Well, no matter. Whatever gets me to Reaper's Coast quickly. I have an excavation site to explore. Oh, quite. As do I. This patch of air won't stare at itself after all.
There must be something around here. Nothing. Damn it.
There's got to be some clue. Dallas would have trusted someone with a secret, wouldn't she? Unless...
The door seems like any door, at least at first. Then you notice it's unblemished wood. There is no knot, no scratch, no dent to detract from its apparent perfection. The wood groans and creaks. For a moment, you swear a face appears in the wood. A face tortured and tormented, a six-sided shape carved upon its forehead. The face vanishes. The anguished face appears, then vanishes. The...
Speak to me if you're looking for hired help. I've got good fighters of every stripe. They know how to keep their mouths shut too, as long as there's gold in it for them. So, what'll it be? Fast hands and faster wits, is that it? Tell me more and I'll see you get just what you're after. A lot of choice, I know. And who couldn't? I have several who can fight their way out of a corner. Give me specifics. A lot of choice, I know. I've plenty of fighters for hire. So, what'll it be? And who couldn't? I have several who can fight their way out of a corner. Nestor's the dwarf for you then. Happy with your choice? Excellent. Pleasure doing business with you. I've plenty of fighters for hire. Experts in blades, bows, and bewitchment. So, what'll it be?
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere? So, the old band back together again, hmm? Look at me. Hard. What do you see?
Lohse leans back slightly, thin arms crossed in front of her chest, and stares at you defiantly from dark eye sockets, darker and deeper set than when you first met. She blows back a lock of white hair, matted with sweat and grime, and holds back a smile from the corners of her lips.
Being behind bars suits you, murdering scum. Magister Randy, Corker's mate.
Exactly. Exactly. I want to make sure you understand, well, the risks. You don't get it. I'm dangerous. You have to pay attention. You have to be willing to hurt me if I'm hurting you or someone else. Can you do that? Either you'll do it or you won't. You have to choose.
If it were up to me, you'd be swinging from the end of a rope, not locked up in here. Magister Randy, Corker's mate for the divine...
Fair enough, but I can't walk beside you then. I need more than a companion. I need someone I can trust to do what needs to be done. You let me know if you change your mind. Hey, if you're here to talk about traveling together again, my mind hasn't changed. Unless I can trust you to do what you need to do if the thing takes control, I can't go with you.
I ought to chain you up like you all did to me.
Really? Really, really?
She grabs your hand enthusiastically and shakes it hard.
Then the contract is sealed. Let's go, Chief.
Being behind bars suits you, murdering scum. Magister Ranley, Corker's mate for the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance. Can't you say anything else? Bloody Magisters. If it were up to me, you'd be swinging from the end of a rope, not locked up in here. Magister Ranley, Corker's mate for the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance. You keep saying that. It won't save you. I ought to chain you up like your lot did to me. Magister Ranley, Corker's mate for the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance. Enough! Being behind bars suits you, murdering scum. Magister Ranley, Corker's mate for the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance. Can't you say anything else? Bloody Magisters. If it were up to me, you'd be swinging from the end of a rope, not locked up
Bishop
in here.
Alexander lies supine on a bare wire cot. Though unconscious, his eyes are only half closed. His swollen jaw hangs open at an odd angle.
You keep saying that. It won't save you.
Bishop Alexander lies supine on a bare wire cot. Though unconscious, his eyes are only half closed. His swollen jaw... Someone has wiped the bishop's hands clean and folded them neatly over his abdomen. They rise and fall in shallow, jagged swells. Bruises swell beneath his eyes, and a shallow gash zigzags from his right ear down to his beardless cheek. Unconscious, he looks more boy than bishop. You can't quite make out the details. You need to get closer. A young magister paces around the brig, fussing over Alexander's unconscious form. She leans over and applies a damp cloth to his brow. She notices you observing her. She straightens her back and sets her jaw in a defiant scowl.
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance. That's all the information I'm giving to any of you lot, so stow your questions. Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the...
The Magister falls silent, but stares at you with unwavering defiance. The Magister's stare hardens into an intense scowl.
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance.
A young Magister paces around. She notices you.
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance. That's all the information I'm giving to any of you lot, so stow your questions, lizard. Ranley, Corker's mate, Lady Vengeance. Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the...
The Magister falls silent, but stares at you with unwavering defiance. The Magister's stare hardens into an...
Magister Ranley,
A young Magister paces... She notices...
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance. Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the...
The Magister falls silent, but stares at you with unwavering defiance. There's a shift in the Magister's expression, a flicker of doubt. Then...
I'm a good Magister, loyal. But Dallas, something about her has changed. She's toying with dark magic, like a common sorcerer. She had this old book of hymns and incantations. It was only ever in her hands, or else locked away in her cabin at the stern. That's all.
The door is still unmarked, though the memory of the face and the thud of your...
No one's ever regretted having extra help in a fight. Get
Pretty nice ship, eh? Captain Losa. Has a ring to it, doesn't it? Depends which one. Most of them seem a little too earnest for my taste. But Malady, she's my kind of girl. In any case, it looks like they're probably going to help me find out whatever's leeching off my magnificent brain. So I'm not too pressed about being in the same boat. Ha, the same boat. Sure thing, Chief. What's up? Pretty nice ship, eh? Captain Losa. Has a ring to it, doesn't it?
Yes, by all means, let us partake in the art of conversation.
We've braved the joy, and I lust for further adventure. What say you? Shall we continue our journey together?
You're not quite certain you'll ever sleep soundly with Sabine in any sort of proximity, but at least she's on your side. For the moment.
Your eyes brim with inquiry, so ask. Ha! People will enslave anything these days. At least back in my day, they had the elegance to opt for an elf. Home. There's no such thing. I hail from the land that was. The kingdom of fog. The grave of divinity. If ever I had a home, it has long since gone up in the smoke of death fog. Along with so many elves. So, no home, except everywhere, really. The world is mine. It's mine because I say it is.
She looks at you, expectantly.
Yes, you may bow before the Queen of the World. We, the Queen of the World, smile upon thee with favor. We dub thee Knight of the Needle. Arise, good sir, and wear your title proudly.
She takes you by the hands and laughs heartily as you stand up.
How kind of you to play along. We won't forget. What use Fort Joy had has been spent. New hunting grounds wait across the sea, so by all means, let us sail.
The door seems like any door, at least at first. Then you notice its unblemished wood. There is no knot, no scratch, no dent to detract from its apparent perfection. The wood groans and creaks. A face appears in the wood, tortured and tormented. A six-sided indentation is carved on its forehead, as if a gem or amulet had made a mark there. The face vanishes. The anguished face appears then.
No entry allowed. Please use the port side door. Listen up so I don't have to repeat myself again. I am not an entry door. Fine. Answer the security question. The password is fortitude. Now, answer the security.
The face in the door is confused for a moment.
Drat. No entry allowed. No entry allowed.
The door remains unmarked. The door remains closed. It seems you need more than a password to open it. The door remains unmarked. The door stays resolutely closed. The door remains unmarked. The door stays resolutely closed. The Magister leans in and...
If you ever find yourself face to face with Magisters, you tell them I was tortured. I didn't betray the cause, not until I was near death. Understand?
The door is still unmarked, though the memory of the face and its six-sided... The door remains closed.
I've spotted something.
The door remains unmarked. The door stays resolutely closed. The door remains unmarked. The thud of your fist upon the wood resonates deep.
looking for? I'm not finding it.
Let's team up, you and me. What do you say? Suit yourself.
He drags a comb through his...
Magister ran. Corker's mate.
Too late got that Magister to talk? Oh, good work. I knew she'd crack eventually. Good luck getting anything out of either of them. Our special guest is out cold, and the other one ain't in much of a talking mood. All right then, just... don't make me regret it. I'll keep an eye on the red until the cage is locked again.
Get away from him, sorcerer. That's the divine.
Bishop Alexander lies supine on a bare wire cot. Though unconscious, his eyes are only half closed. His swollen jaw hangs open at an odd angle. Bruises swell beneath his eyes, and a shallow gash, a beautiful six-sided gem, rests on the bishop's chest, hung round his neck by an ordinary oiled rope. The gem sits heavily in your pouch. Someone has wiped the bishop's hands clean, and... The door remains unmarked. The anguished face appears once more. It dips its... A shudder of pleasure racks the figure in the door. It seems to breathe. All of a sudden, all anguish is gone.
I am summoned. Speak the password. Yes, and yes again. The...
By your side, if the price is right.
Just one more moment, please.
He clicks together two halves of some type of gauntlet sitting in his lap and turns his full attention to you.
And there. Rescued at last, am I? To whom do I owe my thanks? I'm a prisoner, of course. Do you think I'd be sitting here calmly if I was a Magister holdout? That infernal Dallas woman left me trapped here, too weak to escape. It seems I'm in your debt. Dallas took a particular interest in me and my skills. I'm an expert in healing, crafting, and more arcane practices. She kept me here to do her bidding. Until you took her flagship from right under her nose, it seems. Oh, yes. She could be a most cruel mistress, I'm sad to report.
He extends his arm and pushes up the sleeve. Beneath, the skin is withered and discolored, as if it were magically decayed.
She used some form of domination device on me, forcing my hands to do her bidding, and I've ruined them in the process. Well, the situation is looking immeasurably better now. You'll hear no more complaints from me. So why don't you tell me all about my valiant rescuers? To whom do I owe my thanks? You undersell yourself. The roster of those who stood up to the Magisters and lived to tell the tale is a short one. I ought to continue what I'm doing here, unless there was anything else. Dallas didn't tell me anything if she could avoid it, but I did overhear her practicing an ancient lizard dialect. Significant, perhaps, don't you think? Lizards apparently have ancient magic that allows them to control slaves that bear their mark by singing a song. Dallas must have had an interest in those techniques. Oh, cast spells, tinker with relics, meddle with the laws of nature. All the sorts of things power-hungry despots love to do. She had me enchanted dead cat over there, so it would seem alive.
He clicks the gauntlet into place around his withered forearm, his eyes on you the whole time.
But that damn contraption that she used on me seems to have fogged my memory. The rest is a blur. No! Necromancy is an unsavory practice, not something to be trifled with lightly. This is but a cunning illusion of my own creation, nothing more.
His face abruptly creases into a smile.
But come now, enough of Dallas and dead cats. You've taken this ship and granted my freedom. This is a happy moment. I'm afraid I cannot tell you what I do not remember. Could you pass me that copper wire just there?
An unseen force yanks the copper out of your grasp. Tarquin catches it and offers you a thin smile.
Butterfingers? I'm afraid I truly can't remember anything. Now, unless there's something else you want, I need to get back to my work. Took it? No, no. I made it. Have you seen the kind of metalwork the Magisters deploy? This is in a different class to them. As I said, the Magisters left me weakened. But this will help give me the strength to carry on my work. Despite what she did to me, I can't help but admire the woman a little. She's unwavering. She will break before she bends. If you cross paths with her, I'm doing my utmost to be civil to you, under rather trying circumstances. Why must you push me like this? An active imagination. Overheated, even. Perhaps you should let this matter rest. Your blood is up after your adventures, it seems. You wouldn't want to do anything rash.
If this one was enslaved by Dallas, then he could still be under her thrall. We can't risk keeping him around.
Something tells me that he'll only bring us woe, but I can't judge him yet.
He takes your hand in his gauntlet-clad fist and shakes it. There's a lot more power in his grip than his slender frame would suggest.
Call me Tarquin. and consider me at your service. There's likely not a soul aboard this ship without secrets they'd rather keep hidden. Why should I face more scrutiny than the rest? Perhaps you could enlighten me on your method someday, but not just yet.
on Rivellon is this for?
Only one way to find out. Try using it. Guards or victims?
Both, I fear.
Another pyramid.
found something. What script is this? Whatever it is, it appears to be written in verse.
And you thought Rivellon was flat? Now is not the time for a bath.
I've spotted something.
to our fallen. Pray that they may find rest. Be careful around the figurehead, Godwoken. We can't afford to lose you. Ter Sendelius, pray to you for my Seeker brethren. Show us the path to salvation.
Before you is a towering figurehead carved in the likeness of a dragon. It looms over the bow, its fangs bared at the open sea. The deck beneath you groans and trembles, like the ship itself is awaking from a slumber. A deep sigh emerges, unmistakably the sound of a living being.
You are not the witch. You are not Dallas.
You sang the song. Now you must decide my fate. Are you to be my new master?
You are kind, but I can never be free again. Not truly. I am a vessel and must be guided. Let me take you wherever you wish. We can depart as soon as you are ready. Ask. I am here to serve in all ways.
The creaking of the ship eases into a contemplative silence.
Once, I was an elf. I passed away and was reborn as an ancestor tree. In a beautiful forest surrounded by kin of both flesh and root. But that time has passed. I saw that forest reduced to a dead place. Then I was taken away. My memories were lost, like the leaves from my branches.
The sails overhead billow outwards suddenly. The sun is blocked, momentarily casting the dragon figurehead into shadow.
Magisters. They razed sacred elven lands and uprooted ancestor trees from the earth. I was one of them. They tore me apart and turned me into this monstrosity. Of course, wherever there is sea, I will endeavor to bring you. Consult with your companions and set a course.
The ship's awake. Good. Is she ready to sail?
A slow, toothless smile stretches across her face.
To driftwood, then.
We have to make good on our escape.
It most certainly is. Forward.
With the sun on their backs and the wind in their sails, the Godwoken watched Fort Joy shrink behind them. But their capture of the Lady Vengeance had not gone unnoticed.
I respect your mettle, sorcerers. You steal my ship, kill my bishop, and ally with demons. But you have no idea what you're really dealing with.
We are ready, mistress.
Yes, but are they?
I swear, mistress. I swear they'll perform admirably.
Very well. Show me. Goodbye, sorcerers. This is my ship. I won't see it taken from under my feet. You act!
Oh, for the love of the void. Listen up. We can't win this one, but I can get us to safety. You'll need to buy me time. Show us what you can do, Godwoken.
Godwoken? Parasites, rather.
I'll take care of it, mistress.
It's like lava flowing through. I can't contain it for long. Now you must decide. You are kind. Ask. I am here to serve in all ways.
The creaking of the ship.
Once, but that time has passed.
The sails overhead.
Magisters. Of course.
The ship's awake. Good. She ready to sail?
A slow
to driftwood, then. It most set forward.
With the sun on their backs and the wind in their sails, joy shrink behind them. But their capture of the Lady Vengeance had not gone unnoticed.
I respect your mettle, sorcerers. You steal my ship, kill my bishop, and ally with demons, but you have no idea what you're really dealing with.
We are.
Yes, very goodbye. This is my ship. I won't see taken from under my belt. You act!
Oh, for the love of the void. Listen up. We can't win this one, but I can get us to safety. You'll need to buy me time. Show us what you can do, Godwoken.
Godwoken?
I'll take... Let's see how it
Stop that elf! Her sorcery must be silenced!
With the help of the half-demon malady, the Godwoken escaped through the veil that separates life from death.
The air here has a familiar smell, like the place you grew up. Old memories begin to well within you, but the sweet sour smell of decay suddenly punctures them. A faint creaking sounds.
Is that a tree? What's hanging from it? Must be a way across. Ralik, the gods, are they dead? How can this be?
Ever-tightening cursed branches constrict the great dwarven god Duna. His eyelids flutter and his face blue. Tight coils wrap Tyr's and Elias from head to foot. His still face is set to a glower. Cursed tendrils tighten around Zorstissa. Her Ralik hangs limp from the tree, cursed branches constricting him, snake-like from foot to shoulders. His helmeted head hangs slack at his side, but a barely audible wheeze rasps from his lips.
Hurry!
A small, stout imp winces under the... Amadia hangs before you. Her face... You lean in. That's no tear. It's sauce. The shimmering liquid is seeping from her wounds, and... Before you hangs a great... As the cursed branches slither away from Rallick, he raises his head. Green eyes glint with sudden fire from behind his...
Are we the first? The others, do they hang still upon the tree?
He strains at the ethereal ropes that bind him, resisting their grip.
You must make haste. I am bound, but not defeated. Not yet. This is not the work of fate. It is the work of the Void. It will come for our people. It will destroy us all. You are my chosen. Now you must become the champion of our kind. The champion of humanity. I have survived our enemies. You must do more than that. You cannot comprehend what it is, but you know full well what it wants. The Void will not stop until it has devoured us all. It thinks it has defeated me, defeated all the gods. But it underestimates human might. Your might.
His eyes flash bright green. He struggles against his binds, to no avail.
You will show it. You will show them all. You have already unleashed some of the powers locked within you. But there is a great well of possibilities still untapped. You cannot stop until you ascend to the highest heights of your power. You cannot stop until you become divine.
He opens his mouth to respond, but stops and tilts his head, listening for something you cannot detect.
I hear the Void. I hear it calling. I hear it laughing. It's coming. It's here. If it finds you here, if it finds you...
Rallick's face twists in fear. He opens his mouth as if to scream, but no sound comes out. White-hot cold pierces your heart like a blade. You are frozen to the spot. The burning cold pumps through you like a curse, and then...
What's happened here? Where is everyone?
The same troubled look is visible on each face. You've seen the gods beaten and defiled, strung up as a warning.
The gods are dead. Long live the Godwoken. If the Seven should indeed come to nothing, I'll be ready to take their place.
Gods, schmods. They aren't interested in me, and I'm not interested in them. It seems whatever's inside me is more powerful than any of them anyway. Or at least more cunning.
What can yet be blessed, can yet be restored. One way or another, divinity will survive. Through all of you, and all of me.
Oh! Hey! Hell if I know. They talk to you, not me. How bad is it? Say, on a scale of 1 to 10. Interesting. Oh! Hey! I need to get stronger. This is more serious than I thought. Look, I like you, but don't get in my way.
A moment's pause. I had thought us too wicked for rest. What use Fortjoy had has been spent. New hunting grounds wait across the sea, so by all means, let us sail. What I have seen
is a cautionary tale. The world needs a divine, I grant you that, but look at what a god may be reduced to. A soul aquiver with fear. Lost. Alone and forsaken.
Yes, by all means, let us partake in the art of conversation. Why, sail for the mainland, of course. The sooner Fort Joy is but a blemish on the horizon, the better. It was all a bit ominous, wasn't it? With the divine dead and divinity itself dying. It seems we have no choice but to venture forth and, for lack of a better phrase, save the world. Bit of a bother, if you ask me.
Where is everybody?
Hidden away somewhere, safe from the storm, I hope.
It's so cold. I haven't felt cold in centuries. What happened? I just remember... Oh no. No, that can't be right. This is... wonderful! What a fascinating experience! And I will be able to spend eternity studying you creatures. No more having to watch from the shadows. No more having to walk mysterious social tightropes.
The skeleton pulls a notebook from the folds of his robes and starts scribbling. As you walk away, you hear him muttering about Observations on the Mortal Races, Volume 1. Thane is busy scribbling in his
People are going to perish. People are going to die, and I can't stop it. She'll do it now. She'll never stop. She'll never stop. People are going to perish. People are going to die, and I can't stop it. She'll do it now.
Ifan's spirit stares at you, seemingly through you. There is neither affection nor blame in his expression. He gives no sign of seeing you. Ifan's eyes flicker rapidly from side to side, as if trying to take in an expansive sight. He whispers, Gleku Doma, Gleku Doma, over and over, and suddenly you seem to hear the chattering of thousands of elven voices in the distance. Then, before your eyes, his spirit dissolves into the sound, his own voice joining the cacophony that you can hear, that you could hear, for now no sound remains. All is calm.
Oh! Hey!
Where have you been? I can't keep this up much longer. We need to go. Seekers dead, Alexander missing, God-woken passengers deceased. And unless you want to die too, we need to go. Now. There's no time. I can't hold. Brace yourself. A lot.
The chill of the Hall of Echoes clung to the Lady Vengeance as it returned to the shores of Reaper's Coast. The Godwoken were alive, but what of the gods?
Solid ground materializes beneath your feet. Your weight falls back into your body all at once, and bright sunlight stings your eyes. As your eyes adjust, you realize you're still aboard the Lady Vengeance. A gust of fresh sea air caresses you, and warm sunshine prickles your skin.
One moment, please.
Malady explodes in a fit of retching that racks her body. At last, she sneezes and expels a glob of something shiny and silver onto the deck. It wriggles quickly off the siding and plummets into the sea with a splash.
Better. Let's not do that again anytime soon. Well, we needed to escape, didn't we? So I took us the one place I was quite certain Dallas couldn't follow. I suppose you recognized the Hall of Echoes from those visions you'd had before. Realm of the dead, realm of divinity. I do hope you learned something useful on our little field trip. Desperate how? I see. So, your god seemed uncharacteristically frightened, told you the void was coming, and that only you could ascend to divinity, after which you felt a cold deep within you. Well then, it sounds like you need to ascend, doesn't it? And quickly.
She inspects her fingernails with great attention, then looks up at you from under an arched eyebrow.
Did they mention how you were meant to become the next divine? Well, luckily for you, Mama Malady is here to help. We already know you can bless, but as far as I know, you can neither see source nor take it as you see fit. I may not know much about divinity, but I do know that any godwoken worth their salt will know how to perform all these oh-so-fantastic feats. You need to go see the Meister. Oh, she's got one of those things in Driftwood, you know, the building where people go and they do things inside of it. Home, that's it. She's got a home in Driftwood. Give me your map. There you are. Tell her I sent you and she'll handle the rest. You're at the beginning of a long journey, Godwoken. Long, but exceedingly interesting. Now, I must be going, and so must you. Why, our faithful little sloop, of course. We can all ride together. Won't that be terribly fun, shopping? Before you go, if I'm not back by the time you find out where our journey takes us next, you can call me back here. Tell the ship. She'll know how to summon me. And in the unlikely case you don't manage to do whatever it is you'll need to do to become what you need to become, you could call me. but I would be grateful if it doesn't come to that.
The squirrel reaches out and touches your ankle, sending a hot flush rippling through your body.
Go on then. Didn't you hear, Melody? We're off to find the Master. As such, my first priority remains to find Roost. He is the pawn that will eventually topple the king. Ha! A tale of cloaks and daggers and daredevilry. Are you up for it? Wonderful.
She bows with thespian flair.
Imagine a black room. It's been your room for years. You know it by touch more than sight, for it's always dark. And when I say always dark, I mean always dark. You're either in the room or in the box, for it's in the box that you travel. You're only let out at night, because you only hunt in the night, with the Master's voice in your ears urging you on. And after it's done, you lie down in the box once more, with wet hands and mad red thoughts. Sometimes it's best to let sleeping questions lie. The thing is, the box didn't break me, though I confess it taught me to hate. One night, I killed a scholar. With my needle through his fragile old skull, he fell headfirst upon his writing desk, blood mingling with spilt ink. It's when I saw the ink that timid thoughts of rebellion first bloomed. Back in my dark room, I dipped my needle that killed the scholar in his own ink, and engraved his name in my skin. I'd remember him. I'd honor him with vengeance. His name was the first, but many more followed. Of course.
She bares her left arm and shows you the name. You softly run your finger across it.
Mindarin. He was Turashar, a keeper of stories. I'm sure he was loved by many. People like him, the beloved dead, they kept me going. Then, one day, it happened. A gush of wind, a sliver of light. Light! I hardly knew it for what it was. A simple oversight that comes with habit. A door, left slightly ajar. That was all I needed to feel a rush of blood, a thirst for liberation like never before. I tore at the shackles that kept me chained to the floor, iron thick as a smith's wrists. Of course they wouldn't budge, they never did before. But now that I saw the light, something welled up inside me, a raw and undeniable burst of power. The shackles broke, and next thing I knew, I was free. I stood alone outside the ruins of a fortress, snow-capped peaks all around me. But the sun, oh, the sun. I had risen as if from the grave, and she kissed me back to life. Ain't over yet, honey. I was given my needle by the Master. Guess I'm just sentimental like that. Fine, if it means that much to you.
She draws her needle and holds it up between thumb and index finger.
Go on. Ever so gently touch the tip.
Barely have you touched the needle's pinpoint surface when a thick droplet of blood wells up from your fingertip.
Sharp little minx, isn't she? Sabine, This needle was forged in an altogether different world. It wasn't wrought upon a crude anvil hammered into shape with rough blows. No, it was cast with demon precision. It is absolutely priceless, and it's yours. The Master's own words. And he was right. As an instrument of assassination, it's absolutely priceless. But one day soon, he'll find out just how much he overspent on his gifts for little old me. One might say I'm a bit of a sucker for poetic justice. Yes.
She's something, all right. I question Siva's trust in her, but Malady's usefulness is self-evident. As Lucian said, you will be eternally gifted when you act in my name. I expect Malady has an answer to that. It seems she's got it all in hand. Paradise awaits, my friend. Not an actual paradise, of course. I don't think there's such a place in all of Rivellon. Paradise Downs. My parents still sow the soil there. And if the Order hadn't called me to its ranks, I'd still call their farm my home. I miss it. I miss them. They've been forever understanding of my duty. But I admit, I've been neglectful. I have some wrongs to right.
Hello again. That's twice now you've saved my skin, and I think it's time to start repaying the favours. I could fetch some stuff you need, maybe. Ma always said I was a great runner. Sure thing. I'll start hunting that down right away. Don't wait up.
I've plenty of fighters for hire. Experts in blades, bows, and... Oh, I see you have a full contingent already. Then I'll leave you be.
Yes.
He sighs, rather dramatically.
Oh, perhaps that's because I don't quite enjoy broaching the subject. If I must. The long and short of it is that I was banished because I was found in bed with a demon. Because I invited her in, of course. How else? You clearly have a hard time understanding all this, so let me paint you a picture. I am a prince of the House of War. There are others with that title, but none of them are the Red Prince, the jewel in the crown of the Empire. I lived in the Forbidden City, a vast complex of palaces that houses the royal family and its servants. No others are allowed to enter it. As for myself, I was never allowed out. That is the price I paid for my genius. I was too valuable to be exposed to the dangers of the outside world. All the wars I won, and I won them all, of course, I won from the comfort of sofas. Bring me information, and I will deduct, then instruct. From amid the ultimate opulence of my quarters, I expanded and very much ruled the Empire. I had it all. And frankly, I got bored. Exactly. I did not suffer the boredom of some spoiled brat. Mine was the absolute absence of challenge, the longing not simply to watch the horizon, but to journey towards it. If I could not experience the joys of the world beyond, I had to bring the world to me. Miraculous what a sorcerer can do with a little arcane lore. I summoned demons, the most dangerous game in the world. But they knew they met their match in me, and so we conversed. We drank wine, we played chess. Converse with demons and you learn of the shadows behind creation. Drink wine with them and you have visions of worlds beyond worlds. Play chess and you know that one wrong move is certain death. My mind rejoiced. Now for the body, I reasoned, so with a certain succubus I spent nights that would surpass your understanding. Why, thank you. I spent a whole year in the company of demons, every night atop the white library tower of my palace. It was my great study of existence. It was my supreme joy, even if... regret. I'm not prone to such weakness of character. What happened next was simply unforeseen. One moonless night, the succubus that was my lover turned to me, fangs exposed. But I could tell from the glint in her eyes she wasn't bent on our usual fang play. There was no light in that glint. It was the darkness of the void, the wet darkness of spilt blood. And in short, I was afraid. I tried to move away, but it was too late. She was upon me. She had done it. She had outmaneuvered the Red Prince. Finally, I was vanquished. She went for my neck, quick as a charging cobra, but then suddenly it's as if time ground to a halt. Something deep inside me welled up, a power I never knew I had. She simply froze under my stare. Then she screamed. A scream so abhorrent its ripples caused birds to fall dead from the sky. People covered their ears in vain as they went insane. The Imperial Guard forced itself into my chambers and found me with the succubus still on top of me. I believe the phrase is caught red-handed. At first, I admit it was all rather tiring. I was, after all, marched out of my own empire, and I'd been hounded by the odd assassin ever since. After that came the indignity of the collar and incarceration. But ever since we decided to be so bold as to bid our farewell to Fort Joy by any means, it's all been rather fun. Oh, I could complain about the food and the lodgings and the sheer barbarity of the common folk. But in truth, all of that fits within the larger frame that is adventure. Adventure is precisely what my life was missing. I told you earlier I could tell you tales about what it was like to be a prince of the house. Tales that would last us 1,000 nights. That is true. But I'd much rather speak of the tale we are shaping now. Dear gods, no. Pray kill me before I reach such an nadir.
Oh, hey. this old gaggle of weirdos? Oh, she's all right. A lot of bark, but I think she really cares about what we're doing. Better that than a sweetheart who'd sooner watch you walk off a cliff than shout, "Look out!" I don't know about home, but I do sort of miss the gang I travel with now and then. Crawler, Madcap, Papa Joris for sure. Musicians mostly. We all had our own stories, our own troubles, but when we were together and the music was with us, it was like none of that mattered at all. When you have people like that around you, you know, a family, even rain feels like sunshine. What, this old gaggle of weirdos? Well, I think I should focus on getting this demon out of my head. And of course, I think you should help me. And if we pick up a few new source tricks along the way, so be it.
Reaper's Coast lies nearby. When you are ready to sail elsewhere, I shall bring you there. The wood of the sacred ancestor trees has long been coveted for its ability to resist magical attacks. The consciousness of the elf within was always lost when they were uprooted, though. I am different. I think and feel. It is the work of freedmen. Dallas wanted more than a ship. She wanted a warrior slave who was bound to obey. So Friedemann used source magic to keep me alive as I was torn apart and rebuilt. He made me feel every moment of agony, then marked my wood with a slave scar. When I was an ancestor tree, the mother tree demanded loyalty also, but at least I was one of many. Now, I will remain anchored here until I am needed once again. I will remain anchored here until I am needed once again.
Here we are, Reaper's Coast. We made it. The hunt, like always. To be Godwoken is all well and good, but above all, I've yet to find the Master. Somewhere further inland, Roost Anlon breathes. All I have to do now is pick up his scent and make his last breath worth my while. A vast continent full of people, full of destinies.
I've gotta say, I think we're onto something interesting here.
What's on your mind? We should seek the Meister. Anyone with such a fine, authoritative title should surely aid us on our journey. In the meantime, though, let us continue our search for Bramos. He knows things. Things I must know.
What? Didn't you hear, Melody? We're off to find the Meister. And the Master. As such, my first priority remains to find... Voidwoken have someone in its claws.
What happened here?
Chief?